Nick Johnson with today's knockout with the man behind the scenes to the PBC and this weekend's Deontay Wilder fight, Lou DiBella. Thanks for joining us, Lou. Lou, tell us what are some things can we expect for PBC as a whole besides the Wilder fight? Because y'all doing some good things.
Well, you're going to see a lot of shows on free and cable TV. A lot of shows. Right now there are a lot of platforms for PBC shows. There's NBC Sportsnet, CBS Sportsnet, CBS, NBC, Spike TV, Bounce TV, Fox Sports 1. So there's a lot of frequency of boxing. And I think the good thing about that is that the timing of these shows, that kids can watch with their parents. We can attract some young viewers. There are afternoon shows. The shows are in prime time. We're so used to watching big fights on premium cable and pay-per-view where the main event doesn't go on until 11:30 or midnight. That's not a way to build young fans. So I'm hoping we can continue to build young fans. But in building young fans, one of the things you have to do is you have to make good fights. So I expect you to see that a lot of the fights you're now seeing are going to lead to something. They're going to lead to bigger fights. I expect you're going to see showdowns between these top welterweights. The same way you're going to see a showdown on December 5th between Peter Quillin and Danny Jacobs on Showtime. But both those guys recently, Quillin and Jacobs, have been fighting on PBC. They're going to have this big showdown, and that's the kind of fight boxing's waiting for. I can't wait personally. I know down the line you're going to wind up seeing Thurman against Porter. You're going to see, that all of these welterweights that are in that PBC sphere, some of the best welterweights in the world. Porter, Garcia, Thurman, Madonna. You're going to see, and don't forget a kid I'm in love with, his talent, up and coming Errol Spence, from your hometown. You're going to see guys like that, and I think you're going to see them fighting each other. The one thing PBC is doing is it's bringing more boxing to more people, more boxing to more eyeballs. But what we also have to do is make the best fights possible, and I think you're going to see, be patient, you're going to see big fights.
Next question means, with you being a veteran in the boxing game, do you think there'll be a day, it's kind of somewhat over, but we can please see he's with Top Rank. We know he ain't going to fight somebody from Showtime, and all the politics that are behind the scenes that maybe the general fan doesn't know, but the real boxing fan knows about the Golden Boy, the Showtimes, and the Mayweather promotions. And
you know what, man? The real boxing fans should take a little bit of a license. They should learn from the less real boxing fans, because no one gives a shit about politics. No one cares about who's arguing with who. Part of the problem now is everything's too factionalized. There's this faction and that faction. And this guy's fighters won't fight that guy's fighters. It's interesting because people are saying, PBC only fights within its own sphere. Arum was only putting his guys in with Arum's guys. When Golden Boy was a powerhouse, they were putting their guys in with their own guys. I had my company, I couldn't get fights for my fighters because promoters didn't want to put their guys in with other promoters' fighters. Part of the problem we have is we have no commissioner. We have no national organization overseeing the sport. We have nobody looking out for the overall health and well-being of the sport, nor do we have anybody looking out for the overall health and well-being of the fighter, because there should be standardized neurological testing throughout the country in all jurisdictions. There should be standardized PED testing throughout the country in all jurisdictions. It's my opinion, my humble opinion. And honestly, if we make a great fight, and if a promoter has the fighters within his own sphere to make a great fight, that's cool. But at some point, the best have to fight the best. It's what's best for boxing.
And my last question is a two-part question. One, who you think will be that next guy to take over the mantle for Mayweather since he's out the door, almost out the door? And two, what do you think of 4 or 5 years from now, the whole boxing versus UFC debate? Since you someone that's been in this game for a while, you've seen before UFC and now UFC, or do you even think they're in competition?
No, I don't think boxing and UFC are in competition. I think it's apples and oranges.
What about for the same fan base?
No, that's not it's not the same fan base either. And honestly, one of the things that PBC's doing that UFC did effectively was build some young fans. We need to build more young fans in boxing. Here's another thing. Boxing wasn't hurt by the PBC. The PBC didn't destroy boxing or cause us to lose fans. Boxing hurt boxing. Boxing caused us to lose fans. Bad decisions, a lack of proper jurisdiction, not making the biggest fights that should have been made. We gotta look out better in terms of self-policing our own sport. We got to give the people what they want, and not only do we have to give the people what they want, we need to bring more people in. And if there's anything positive that I think PBC is trying to do, it's to bring more people in. And you bring more people in when you expose your sport to more people.